What's up, guys? Nepenthez here, and welcome back to another Football Manager video. I know it has been some time since we last played FM on the channel. I haven't not played FM myself. Let me go and have a look at when the last time that we played FM was. It was 2 weeks ago on the channel. I played a little bit myself. I just got really into clubs. But we ended last episode at the end of the last season, getting promoted into Sky Bet League 1. What you'll see on the screen now at the top is that, by 3rd of October, we're currently 7th in the Sky Bet League 1. But before we get into the league and whatnot, I want to take you through the team, the tactics, what's going wrong, and where we're at with the club, basically taking you through the whole club. And I will be perfectly honest with you guys. Although we are 7th in Sky Bet League 1, we're not good, right? It has been, we're stealing wins, right? So, first of all, let's have a look at the finances. We're in pretty bad shape compared to where we were, 6 months ago, 12 months ago. We had almost 1.6 million in the bank back in March, April of 2026. We now have barely 250k in the bank. I still got a transfer budget of around £90,000. And we're 6,000 under our wage budget, which is obviously very good. But there's financial fair play regulations that we can't even spend so much of our transfer budget anyway. So in terms of the club vision, work within wage budget, we are on course. Sky Bet League 1, fight bravely against relegation. We are delighted. And although we're 7th after a quarter of the way through the season, I'm still, my main aim is still to fight against relegation, and it'll become a bit more clearer why as time goes on. FA Cup reached second round, reserving judgment. Carabao Cup reached second round, was failed. Reached second round minimum of the leasing trophy. They're pleased with that. I think we got there. Remain in Sky Bet League 1. We're on course to do that for the, we're three years ahead of schedule there. In terms of club info, of course, 1 year in Vanarama League South, we finished 10th. Second season, we finished 3rd and got promoted. Third and didn't get promoted. Third season, we won the league. We then got promoted directly the next season, so we didn't spend more than 1 year in Vanarama National League. We came second in the league and moved straight up to League 2, where we finished 8th, 7th, and then eventually 3rd, which leaves us now in League 1. In terms of transfers, Ebbsfleet are trying to take Dan Gosling from us, our assistant manager. Hopefully he doesn't go. If he does, whatever, don't really care. We could just get another transfer. And then in terms of transfer history, guys, so this season out, we've got David Poole out on loan, and it's interesting because we bought him last year as an experiment, and the reason why we bought him as an experiment is because the top assister last year was a fullback that wasn't very good but had really good physicals. So we kind of bought him last year for that, and you can see now for a right back, right wing back, or right cam, he's playing in the Vanarama National. He's got 4 goals and 2 assists in 10 games, and he's playing generally very well. And we used him last season in Sky Bet League 2, where he didn't do so well. 2 goals, 3 assists in the whole season, not really good enough. So he's out on loan. He's nice and young and has lots of potential. He's only 19 years old. Who knows if we'll be able to sell him on for a nice fee later on down the line. And then Matthew Dowse as well, another player who is very good, just not for the standard that we're in now. He was good for us in League 2 and maybe in the Vanarama National. But right now, he's got 8 games, 3 goals playing in the Vanarama National himself. And we just don't have the training facilities to allow him to realise his potential. So I'm just kind of loaning these guys out to hopefully get some interest in them and get them gone, essentially. Before we look at transfers in, if we look at our released players, James Rodriguez obviously retired. Kamikaze went on a free and is now contracted to J.A. Drancy. He was okay, but we had better. Tom Walker is still available on a free transfer. Nobody's picked him up since. Dominic Rogerson, the goalkeeper. Now, he was on £1,000 per week. Didn't want to sign a new contract for less, even though I would have happily had him for a bit cheaper, and now he doesn't have a contract at all. James Simpson, the right back. Again, another one that's decent for the lower leagues, but in League 1, if we really want to progress and get to Championship, we needed to improve on him. And Fred Rodwell, another defender, another right back, absolutely gone. And then in terms of our transfers in, we bought in Brad Potts on a free transfer. I feel like I probably made a mistake signing him. I signed him based on some things that I saw in other teams, and a lot of the other teams in the league, a lot of the other teams in League One have multiple players that are just very well rounded. And for us, Brad Potts was that opportunity. I'm paying 1.4k a week for him. He is very well rounded, but he's not exceptional in any regard. And so I kind of wish I didn't really sign him on, but we have him. We also signed Ali Friedman for 75k. This guy is a superstar. So yeah, £75,000 is what paid for him. He's on 1.9k a week, and you can tell by his in games the reason why we bought him as a ball-winning midfielder with 13 tackling, great physicals, great mentals, very well-rounded technicals as well. He's already worth 200k. I don't know if we're going to have him for more than a season or two before he gets snapped up by someone from a higher league. But he is brilliant and was a bargain at 75k. We signed Charlie Lavelle on a free. And another player, another midfield centre that's just got really good stats. 16 technique, 12 passing, really, really good mental stats, good first touch, good free kicks, decent physicals. So another really, really big player for the team. And he's only on £350 a week. So I feel like we've got a bit of a bargain with him. We should be able to extend his contract on as well and either try and get big payday for him or just keep him into the club. We also signed Nick Naylor. So we had him on loan last season for a season. And his contract expired at the end of the year, and we managed to sign him on a free transfer from Arsenal, which was great. We also have Mark Greenslade from a free transfer. He is a goalkeeper. He is our backup goalkeeper. He's good. He's not great. He's just good. He is exactly what he needs to be, which is a backup goalkeeper. But for only 18 years old, he's not bad at all. We then have Nicolas Salvatore. Now, I bought him for a very, very, very specific reason. And in fact, he's going to fit into a new tactic that I want to try out possibly today. He has 17 crossing and 15 dribbling with great natural fitness. He's not the fastest, but his teamwork and his determination are so good. His passing is at 11, but just having crossing at 17 and using him the way I want to use him, that's why he's there, and he plays multiple positions as well. We signed Josh Jones from Sheffield United on loan. He's obviously a good centre-back for us. His heading's at 17, his tackling's at 15. His physicals aren't ideal, but because his heading and tackling are so good, we brought him in on loan. And we also brought Gavin Armstrong back in on loan. So obviously we owned Gavin Armstrong previously, and we sold him to Blackburn for a crazy amount. So we loaned him from Reading and then bought him from Reading. We then sold him for a monster price to Blackburn. He played one season in the Championship, getting 3 games, and then we loaned him back again. So, I mean, that is honestly some great managerial business there. It really is. So Gavin Armstrong is back in. We got Wyn Hughes from Birmingham for 70k. Another good centre-back, 14 tackling. We obviously had him on loan as well last season. So we loaned him and then bought him after a really good season. He's been very good for us as well when he's been playing. He wasn't playing too much because we also signed this guy on loan from Watford, and he is obviously very, very good for us. The problem now with Freek Tawerik is he is injured for another 5 to 8 weeks, which is sad news because he's very good. And then the star man that we bought, 350k for Aaron Wilson, I bought him to be a striker. As you can see, he's only scored 3 goals in 13 games, and that's because I'm not playing him as a striker, and I should be, and I'm not because we're just overburdened in that role, and so I'm trying to make the best of a bad situation. But he has got ridiculous stats: 16 finishing, 14 first touch, 12 composure. His work rate is good. His off the ball is good. His stamina is good. His balance and agility are very, very good. Like, this guy should just be a superstar. But of course, when it comes to the squad, when it comes to the tactics, we're currently playing this weird formation. I think I'm going to play a 5-3-2, and I'll show you why in a second. But right now, I've got Whittaker up front. He actually scored in the last game as well. I'll take you guys through the results shortly. Blake, he just misses too many chances. Like, his finishing has dropped to 10 from 11. Yes, his physicals are ridiculous. His free kicks and his corners, his dribbling is ridiculous. He's got very good stats mentally in some areas. He just doesn't score enough. He has so many chances. Look at that. He's got 2 goals. Let's look at his coach report. No, where is it that we see? There you go. 48 shots, only 28 on target, and from 28 shots on target, he has scored 2 goals. it's not enough. When we look at Whittaker's stats, he's had 10 shots, 5 on target, and has also scored 2 goals. It is a much better conversion rate, right? When we look at the other striker that we've been using, which is Wakeling, he's scored 2 goals as well so far this season. And again, another player that I really like, great physicals, great dribbling and finishing, a player that, and one of the reasons why I want to change formation is for someone like Wakeling as well, is when we look at his stats, 12 shots, 4 on target, 2 goals. So he's got 50% of his shots on target become goals. Terrell Whittaker, 50%-ish of his shots on target become goals. And then you look at Blakey, and we're looking at just 2 goals from 28. It's just poor. It's just far, far too poor. So although he's like an integral part of the team and you know, he's obviously very valuable, he's got some very good stats, he's just not doing what we need him to do, which sucks. In terms of the team, so we've got Naylor in goal, Armstrong at right back. We're currently playing Dreher at centre back. Very good tackling, very good physicals, decent marking as well. We've still got Naldo on loan for another year at left back. Not the most ideal player for us. I would happily replace him with somebody more permanent going forwards. We've got Salvatore at right mid. The reason why I'm happy and would like to switch into a 5-3-2 with wing backs is because Salvatore as a wing back would actually be brilliant with that crossing and dribbling, with that teamwork, good passing, good technique. His tackling sucks, sure, but he would be used as an attacking wing back. So he'd be used in that role right there. So I don't know, have we got a better position for him? I don't know, but either way, you know, he would be used better as an attacking wing back. He'd be good as a supporting winger as well, but I can't play him as a supporting winger if I want to use 2 strikers because I need more defenders, and we'll get into that in the results in a second. So we've got Friedman in the midfield. Obviously, we picked him up nicely. Lavelle in the midfield as well, brand new signing for this season. RJ back on loan yet again for another year, and I'm so happy I got him on loan. I think, is this the 3rd year in a row we've had him on loan? I believe it is. Yeah, this is the 3rd year in a row. The reason why I'm so happy to have him on loan for the 3rd year now is because his contract expires at the end of this year. So I'm hoping... Oh, no, wait, that's with us. Oh, his contract, they've renewed it. So his contract did expire. But sadly, they renewed it. So there you go. So anyway, if we can keep him for longer and longer, he's obviously a brilliant player. I like having him at the club a lot. We've got Aaron Wilson currently in at left wing. So, you know, his crossing's not great, but he's just so good. I need him on the field. We've got Whittaker on the bench, Potts on the bench, Wakeling on the bench, Rooney on the bench as well. Rooney's just not good enough. He's not at the races for us these days. He is a backup centre-back at best. Glatzel was on the bench as well. And again, here's why I feel like I need to change formation. Glatzel is a quality player. He offers a lot to the club. I just can't play him. The same as Leroyd. Quality player, offers a lot to the club. Great physicals, good technicals. He just can't fit in. And Silas is another player that at left wing back would actually be all right because he's got 9 crossing and decent physicals, good tackling. Blakey's out there. Mark Lloyd is on the reserves, much like Rooney. Mark Lloyd just not the races anymore. Decent physicals, a bit slow, and then not really great stats outside of that. We then got Josh Jones just coming back from injury, and Werrick injured for a long time, and then we've got the goalkeeper. So the team's quite small. We've got a lot of attacking players that just sit on the bench and don't really do much. And so I feel like if we played 5 at the back, we've got plenty of defenders, especially with the fact that we can play Dreher at defensive midfielder or in a centre-back. We've got great wing-backs, but also we can play wingers in that wing-back role. We've got great centre-mids with RJ having the possibility to drop back into centre-mid. And so having 2 strikers up front, I just feel like with Whittaker, with Wakeling, with Blakey, and with Wilson, we've got 4 monsters up front, and we can only use one of them with the formation that we've got going on. And Blakey is way better suited as somebody who is an assist king. Like, season 1, he got 10 assists and 21 goals. Season 2, he only got 5 assists, but he scored 24 goals for us that season. Season 3 so far, 1 assist and 2 goals because he doesn't have people around him. Obviously, we're in a higher league. We're playing against much better opponents. But in terms of the results, so I'll show you where we are for the competitions. We're 7th. We're only 3 points away from 3rd place. We're only 4 points away from automatic promotion, and we're a quarter of the way through the season. You might look at that and think, wow, that is a brilliant, brilliant start to the campaign. And, you know, when we look at the table, I still only want to avoid relegation. We are 12 points ahead of York. Last year, last year, the number of points required was 48 to stay safe. So we're about halfway there, right? Well, we're actually bang on halfway there with 3/4 of the season to go. The reason why I'm not getting ahead of myself, even though we've only lost 2 games in 14, is because of how we've actually done in the season. So game number 1, we drew 2-2 with Rotherham. But it is fair to say that we got battered. 28 shots from Rotherham, 60% possession. We escaped with a draw, and the goals were scored. We were 2-1 up with 12 minutes to go, which was nice. Aaron Wilson scoring, Josh Jones scoring. Cambridge we drew 0-0 with. And once again, when we look at the match stats, well, we actually had a good game against Cambridge in terms of opportunities. That's a fair point, I suppose. And then Luton we drew 1-1 with. We scored in the 15th minute with a penalty. And when we look at the match stats, Luton dominated. Doubled the amount of shots, not so many more on target, way more possession, better average rating. We held on very, very well for a point. We then lost to Coventry in the Carabao round 1. We then lost to Colchester 2-1 away from home. And again, Colchester dominated us, way more possession. We created a lot of chances, but they dominated the game. And you can see after our first 5 games, I was thinking, man, we're in trouble. We are in big trouble. 3 draws and a loss in League One. We're out the Carabao Cup straight away. We then managed to get our first win against Oxford. A 6th minute goal from Blakey gave us the lead, and that's where it finished. And again, Oxford, lots of chances. Fair game, I think the win was nice. We also beat Wickham 2-1 straight after. Santiago scored for Wickham after 3 minutes. Wilson again with a goal, and Potts with a goal for us in this game. When we look at the match stats again, we just got battered. We can't hold any possession. We conceded lots of opportunities. And even though we won a couple of games there, it was just one of those ones where it's like, I'm struggling here. I'm struggling. And then we came up against Scunthorpe. I think we were in the lead. Yeah, we were in the lead against Scunthorpe until they scored 70 and 72. And then we equalised in 86 with 2 goals from Wyn Hughes. Wakeling with a goal there as well. RJ with a goal too. But again, when you look at match stats, we didn't get dominated, but they certainly controlled the game. They certainly deserved probably a bit more than the 4-4 draw. We then lost in the Leasing Trophy to Northampton. We then got a couple of nice wins. 2-0 against Wigan. RJ and Gavin Armstrong with the goals. In spite of the fact that Wigan had 24 shots and 10 on target. And again, control possession. So what I'm trying to showcase here is, even though we then won 2-0, 2 late goals against Notts County, that was probably a game that we deserved to win. Even though we're in a really good position in the league and we've got lots of points, all of the games that we've won and even those that we've lost, we're just struggling in. We drew 0-0 with Coventry, who only had 10 men and still absolutely battered us. Although they did get 10 men from the 85th minute. They missed a penalty in the 88th minute. They dominated us. We should have won that. And it was Coventry Coventry was the reason why I want to switch formations. They might have been here. How do we see the teams? How do we see like the where the team started, the way they lined up? Is it formations? So they ended like this. They started 5-3-2, and then we beat Bristol Rovers 2-1. And again, look at that. We 1-0 down, 2 goals in the second half with the win to get the win. Lost a lot of possession again, fair enough in chances. And then last but not least, we've got a 2-2 draw against Southend. And this is another one. We were 2-0 up here, so could easily have had 2 extra points in the board. Naldo and Dreher with the goals. And then Humphreys and Kelman in a 92nd minute taking us away. And, it was nothing less than Southend deserved. They created so many opportunities. So we're 7th in the league, guys. And I'll show you in the next game. So we'll play Forest Green Rovers, who are currently... Where are they? Is that a cup game? It might be a cup game. Yeah, Leasing Trophy South Group E. They're in the league below as well. So they're in League 2. But what you guys will see is I'm just struggling to create chances and score goals. We're getting goals from all over the place. Like our defense is scoring. RJ's got 6 goals. Aaron Wilson with 3. He's our second top scorer in spite of the fact that he's not playing at striker. I just feel like having 2 strikers but having 3 centre midfielders is going to be the way forward for us this season. to make sure that we stay compact defensively and just try and nick games basically. So we got a new assistant manager because we lost our assistant manager. I beg your pardon. So there you go. We have a new assistant manager now, and that's where we're at, guys. So the team's good. The foundation is good, but much like last year in League 2, the idea for this year is to get this team to just stay safe. Ideally, I'd like to finish in mid-table, at the absolute worst. But get this team to stay safe, consolidate, pick out the players who are absolutely brilliant, find the holes in the team to improve them over the summer. The problem is now, because of the division that we're in, is that, when we're in Division 2 and then more so when we were in division in the what we were in the Vanarama National and the Vanarama South, the free transfers that would come at the end of the seasons from clubs releasing players, they were always an upgrade on our team. In League 2, it was a little less so. Now that we're in League 1, it's even less so. You know what I mean? Like we have to go out and find these added players. We have to go out and find players that are actually going to improve us massively. And one of those players that I was hoping would improve us massively, of course, was going to be Royland. He eventually went to Dundee, and he took as a wage 3k per week. And when we tried to sign him, he wanted like 10k per week. So I don't know what that's about with regards to FM. But let's see. Let's see. I'll show you guys like how the team's playing. I've got Whitaker up front again for this game, which obviously is what I want. We lost in the first round to Northampton, so hopefully a win against Forest Green and a win against Arsenal under-21s will see us through into the knockout rounds. So Hughes is already low on energy and stamina. That's gone all the way through to Sprawl. Oh yeah, I'm in. That's a good save. I'm in 2D as well, guys. When I'm playing not for a video, I just personally prefer 2D. So also, I don't really want to be playing cautious against Forest Green Rovers. They're a league below us. Here's a corner from Salvatore. There's Terrell Whitaker, and that is over the bar. And that is one of the problems that Blakey has, is he just doesn't score so many times from areas like that. Lovell picks the ball up. RJ in the midfield. RJ drives. He's got space. He finds Salvatore. Salvatore tries to cross. Armstrong's there. Whitaker's there. Wilson's there. And Wilson scores again. That's at 16 finishing. Coming up very, very nicely for the boys. And since going positive, we've got ourselves well back into this game. We've got much better fitness and stamina than our opponents. We're up to third position in the league, and quite happy with where we're at. So let's give them an I'm far from pleased. I'm gonna have to take out. I want to get out Win Hughes straight away. Let's put Rooney in for a game or for a half anyway. These guys are uninterested right here. See, and again, we're against a League 2 team, and we're just not creating. Here's Naldo with the long throw all the way through. The goalkeeper's going to pick that one up. This number 15 is causing a bit of problems there, yeah. Nightingale out with some space out on that left-hand side. Friedman's booked already, so I don't want him to get too tough into the tackles. The ball goes wide to Bardell. He's got good opportunity in the box here, and he's dragged that one wide. And let's get an attacker on. Let's bring Wakeling on for Whitaker. And let's bring Leroy on. Let's bring him on for Salvatore. Salvatore's got low stamina as well, low energy, low conditioning, and let's give a demand more. I do want more. We're only 1-0 up. It's important that we win this game. 20 minutes to go, and this is the story of our season so far. Narrowly sneaking games. I know there's 15 minutes to go here, but narrowly sneaking games. That we don't necessarily deserve to win. Don't necessarily deserve to lose either. What a save that is. Oh, he was offside anyway. But yeah, just don't necessarily deserve to win. Let's go back to cautious. And I want these guys to... well, it looks like we're just going to see this game out now. With 1 minute to go. Unless there's one last highlight, there's not. And that's against a League 2 team, guys. And look at that. Possession, we got dominated. Chances, we got dominated. We just managed to score one goal that won us the game. And it's just hard because we're winning games, or at the very least, we're not losing games. This season, we haven't lost more than 3 games, I don't think, the entire season so far. So yeah, we lost Carabao Cup, League One, and Leasing Trophy. So we've lost 4 games in what's that? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 4 out of 17 we've lost. And we've won, what's that? 3, 6, 7 out of 17. By all accounts, the season is going really well. But I genuinely feel like, we are on the verge of just an absolute collapse because we're getting controlled in every single game. We've got Ipswich next, who are 3rd in the league, so that's going to be a tough game, probably going to be another loss, but that'll be for the next video. So for today, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. That's where we're at with the trophy. With the club so far. It won't be 2 weeks, guys. I promise you, it won't be 2 more weeks until the next FM video. Pro Clubs took over, man. I got so invested in Pro Clubs. But that is going to be the end of the video for today. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.